Tabs open.
You doing
You're
that?
doing a lot of work.
I do a lot of work.
Wow.
Yep. So we're live. What's happening?
Hi, Gene.
Hey, I got to pull up the questions too.
I got them right here. Or you can pull them up too.
Cool.
Well, I hope people are watching. And what's cool is we're going to have this recorded. We're going to post it. It's going to stay in the group that we have. And then we're going to get it up on the website too. But
That's the idea.
as we chat through, thank you very much for putting some questions in the post I made this morning. I figured we could start there.
Let's do it.
And then if anyone puts chats in the
I was trying to find it.
in the live, then we can go there too.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
Okay. Are you going to make sure it's live?
It is live.
I see two eyeballs, so I assume.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
I was just trying to find her question. I'll have to read them all for you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. All right. So, what goals have you and Gene set for this year? You go first.
I have not set any physical training goals, although I will be doing that soon because I was just invited to test for 3rd degree black belt.
No way.
So I'm a little shaky, but
Congrats.
they've been more business focused.
Mhm.
Obviously, with the gym, we just want to stay alive.
Cheers to that.
Want to grow just a little bit more,
Mhm.
And tweak those things. So my goals are a little more external than internal, I think, this year, probably for the first time in a long time. What about you?
Same. I mean, I've been so focused on the physical, whether it's my bodybuilding stuff or training for the CrossFit Open. I would say the one physical thing I do have, and it's half physical, is is going for my green belt.
Okay.
So I am preparing for that.
Yeah, that's right. It's soon.
I'm not like
It's a short-term goal.
It is a short-term goal. That's why I'm like, it kind of counts.
It counts a lot.
I've been training, really for a year for that.
Yep.
So hopefully I will finish that up next month. We'll see. I don't know. It's not up to me. Well, it is to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot of personal goals myself, like with just, I'm going through, a lot of therapy, working on like just interpersonal relationships and not to spill on my personal beans, but I'm always trying to improve myself. So working on a lot of things in that way. And then of course the business, we're trying to, steadily grow it and keep the lights on for everybody. And it's going really well.
Yeah. The graph is going up.
The graph is going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And I'm redoing my house room by room. I've learned how to like rewire receptacles. I've installed light fixtures. Man, I'm crushing it. I don't know. But I've been doing that too. So, okay.
What else we got?
Do you think that discipline plays an important role in setting goals?
100%. I can answer that real fast.
Well, the way the question is worded, the way the question
setting goals.
Setting.
You can set as many goals as you want.
Exactly. Sure, which requires discipline to do.
Yes.
But in order to achieve your goals,
yep,
you got some thumbprint or some page marked from our good friend Mark Divine. If you don't have this book yet, you need to buy the book. It's amazing. It's been our Bible. We started doing workouts together, like 5 or 6 years ago. Really hard workouts, and this has been like our mantra.
Yeah, so. Coach Divine, he's a mentor of mine, both for real in person, not so much anymore. Really cool. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years, but I still follow everything. I mean, he's a busy dude, so I follow all his stuff, and this is my Bible, honestly. And I know some of you have tried to read this, and you're like, I can't read it in one sitting, and it's not meant to be read in one sitting. It's meant to be a book that evolves with you over time. So, the first time through is one thing, but then a year or two later, when you do it again, it's a completely different book. So there's that.
It's a workbook, really.
But back to the question. It's about discipline and setting goals. I would say discipline and achieving goals, possibly. I'll let you have a take on it.
Discipline. And someone posted a question about the book. Oh, name and author. So
I'll put links after the show for the book and probably something else we're going to talk about. So check out the comments when we're done, and I'll make sure you have that. I would say that I think that inspiration and motivation are really important early on. Like you have to have something that sparks your want
Yeah.
to begin something. And we're a gym, so we're going to use the fitness world
Right.
as everything we talk about, but it's for anything. So, but at a certain point, motivation and whatever that spark was, it's going to trail off. And I think that happens for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You've got to have discipline, but I think that people misunderstand discipline.
I think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, and discipline can be a negative word, but I don't think of discipline as much as I do habits.
Yeah.
So it's about how can I build habits that help me get to that goal? Like what little things can I do that make me do it automatically?
Like if you're, let me try to make this a real world example. Like if your goal, you signed up to Warrior Fitness, welcome. And your goal is to look good in a bikini, that's great. But
that's my goal.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
I'll get you one polka dot bikini. But if that's your goal and that's your end goal, unless you're like a super vain person, which I haven't met anyone in our gym that is,
no,
that's not going to last.
Right.
In my opinion. And I think the way I take what you just stated was, when you show up when you don't want to, that is what discipline is.
That's right. If you set a goal, if you say something like, I'm going to go to the gym 3 days a week, you need to go to the gym 3 days a week. Even if all you do is come in and ride a bike, or if all you do is come in and stretch, it's the habit building of the thing that's going to get you where you want to go to your goal that you cannot break. You can do it positively for 100 days, but you break it once and it can easily slide. And it sucks that that's the case. It's sort of like negative comments, right? Like I can give you 1,000 positive comments, but if I say one negative thing, you're going to spiral for a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
It's the same with habits. For me, there you go.
And I think a way to look at it discipline wise is, some ideas you find yourself moving away from your goals. What are some ideas when you find yourself moving away from your goals? Okay. So when you do have that day, you're like, this morning, it was raining.
It was literally today.
Literally this morning. I know who didn't come. I was there. I was there. Yeah. So rainy, the perfect situation to be like, screw it. I'm going to stay in bed. I'm not going to get in my car and drive the gym. What I think about is like my decisions today will impact the person I want to be tomorrow. So every day, whether that's you read the Bible or you read, a Stoic book, which I do daily, whatever that is, how you reset your focus for the day, you got to do it every single day. It takes mental flossing to make habits, even if it's doing stuff you don't want to do, like working out. You have to make it just a part of your life.
Like if it's a goal that you truly want.
Yeah, you truly want to do.
And I think you're getting there. Maybe that's how you do it. For me, like I can think back to like training for my first degree black belt. Like if you don't know, this is not bragging at all, but and for those of you who do train with me, you've got something to look forward to. We in what we train, we do a 3-day test, so it's 72 hours, and that's a big scary thing.
Oh yeah.
I put in a lot of time training and stuff to get ready. But what I did was, because I have the same moments where you're like, oh, I'm so sore, or like I don't
want to do this. I'm
so sleepy, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I developed what Mark Divine calls, I think it's pretty common in all SEALs, Navy SEAL stuff, but they talk about your why. So you develop your why, and I'm using quotes. So the reason why you're doing it. And you need to spend time working on that. And it needs to be strong enough to carry you through losing your enthusiasm, to carry you through, whatever that spark was to get you past that, that drives you to that daily discipline or that habit building, whatever. It's got to push you into that. For me, it was my two sons. Like I knew they trained at the same place. I knew they were watching. I was setting a standard for my family. That kept me going for those physical things, because anytime I felt like quitting, I'd be like,
my boys are watching.
Yeah. And that's an Instagram post, which is like, you see the lion with a little cub. Yeah. It's like, whose eyes are watching, whatever. But it's true. And that really made me do things that I probably would have quit,
Yeah.
had it been just me. So I don't know. For me, it was externalizing it or finding that thing.
Maybe it's sometimes thinking outside, and I recognize this with a lot of folks, and we can sometimes be in our feelings but
it's okay.
To your point, and that's okay too. You got to like work through it and listen to the other podcasts we record together. We talk a lot about that, how to process emotions and feelings and things like that. But I found this having an external motivation is so important. Like you said, your kids. For me, it's my brothers and my family and my future. I think about my future self, which is who I'm not yet. It's kind of weird.
Those are like big things.
Yes.
Right. It could be something smaller. It could be like, you want to get better at running. I don't know. I'm just pulling something out of the air. So sign up for that 5K.
Yes.
But make it public. Tell everyone you're going to do it.
Yes.
Put it on your Facebook. Like they, burn the boats. That's something that we hear a lot. So there's no way to take it back. Like put it out there so you have to go through with it. And that's a way to externalize, because if it's just you and you're the only one that knows, well, you're probably going to cheat on yourself.
So that's the next point. Ideas for motivation to keep moving towards the goal.
Yeah.
Telling people is so important. I remember when I ran my first marathon, I told everybody I knew, like, hey, I'm a marathoner. And they're like, what? Yeah. I'm like, when did you run? I'm like, I haven't run it yet, but I'm going to. I'm telling you so that I have to stick with it. So it does help to tell people your goals so that that's why you come to a gym like ours. We're gonna
we can help you with
that. So
we'll come to your house, pick you up, drag you to the gym, whatever you need.
Dang,
I'm just kidding. I won't do that, but
that's a lot. Yeah,
we've done it before.
I have. I actually have. Other ideas. I try to refocus daily, and actually there's a section within this book where he helps you. I think it's this book, but he wants you to, 1, first set your intent for the day. And then 2, at the end of the day, you need to recap your day and see what you did well, and celebrate those successes too.
Yeah.
Right. Celebrate those successes because it's easier to add new habits than it is to take bad habits away. I think we've talked about that.
It absolutely is.
So,
I preach that, right? You can spend a lot of time feeling sorry, feeling bad, and feeling like you're just a failure over your bad habits. And that's not going to get you anywhere. It's just going to get you more of the same bad stuff. It's negative. So a way to kind of counter that is to focus on the new thing, like the new habit. It's like if you want to lose 40 pounds, don't just focus on how you're 40 pounds overweight. Focus on the next workout or the next bit you're going to run, or the next meal you're going to plan. Like those little things going positive are going to help you a lot more than just thinking you suck.
Well, like we talk about, 1% better every day. The whole Kaizen mantra is, you can't, what is it saying about the elephant? You can't eat a whole elephant, a whole bite, one bite at a time.
That's right.
So every meal counts, every workout counts, every day counts. And if you fall off and you don't come, just start over next week. I mean, or tomorrow or today. I hear a lot about that. Well, I'm going to come back next week. I'm like,
but you've got to do it.
Why can't you just come today?
Yeah. You
just got to do it. And I think the longer you wait in between the start, stop, the harder it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because you're going to feel like shitty about yourself. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy a little bit.
I've seen that become a bad habit loop, the starting and stopping too.
Yes.
I'm still working on that one. So everybody's different.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of times it's easy to start and stop when you have nothing sort of holding you accountable.
Yeah.
You can come to the gym and still refuse coaching, right? You can still like not really be into it, which is fine. But you've got to create something that makes you want to go. Again, for me, it's the why. It's like having that thing, write it down, like whatever it is. You got to have something that makes you actually go through with your actions. And it's like that in anything in your life. Like if you owe money to the IRS, you've got to pay it. So
Yeah,
what is
shit.
it? It's
We're
the
gonna come
fear of
down.
going to jail, right? Like, I mean, you got to find whatever that
Yeah.
thing is
Yeah.
that drives you.
And to me,
I can scare you.
that's pretty scary. For me, it's like, I'll talk about like more about my why, but like I want to be able to live on my own as long as possible. I have had so many family members in my family not be able to wipe their own butt, not be able to get in and out of bed
Mhm.
themselves. Just the physical component. Like I want to be able to like get off the floor if I fall. Like a lot of people cannot do that. You see those beepers you buy on TV.
Yeah.
What is that called? The damn beeper that you have.
I don't know.
I don't know, but the calls like 911.
Oh, yeah,
because you can't
yeah.
get off the floor.
Yeah.
Help me, I can't get up.
Yeah.
that commercial, like that doesn't. I don't want to be that person. I want to be as independent as
Right.
possible and be there for my family as long as I possibly can.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't see the name on this end, but for me, celebrating the improvements or the mini goals on my way to the bigger goal helps motivate me. And that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe it's you have a bigger goal and there's little segments you can give yourself rewards. You can celebrate those
absolutely
little pieces.
Alicia said that. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Life alert, Crystal. That's it. Oh my gosh, those commercials. Help me. And she's like laying on the floor.
Yeah.
I can't get up.
It's funny, but
it is really sadly funny, but it's interesting because there's this I go to the chiropractor weekly, and in the plaza, it's a chiropractor office to the left, and on the right is literally a wheelchair business. And I just like go there every week, and like these people like hobbling in. I'm like, oh my! Like you can choose to not. And there are of course circumstances in which, you break your leg, you need a wheelchair or whatever.
Hey, inspiration can come in many forms.
It can come in many forms.
It
but
can
to
be
me,
a negative
I was
form. It can be fear of being like someone else.
I was like, choose a door. Which door do you want? But
whatever that thing is, again, write it down.
Absolutely.
Write it down. Carrying in a note in your pocket, like spray paint it on your car. I don't care.
I have Post-it notes like this all over my desk at home with like sayings or
this book is marked up like crazy.
To keep me focused so that if I ever am feeling bad for myself, I can see it every day. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else we have?
The physical and healthy challenges of my family. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
What's another question?
Another question is how to deal with the feeling of defeat when you have not reached your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
How do you pick yourself back up?
What's your goal though? I mean, is it to for instance, if I made a goal, I want to deadlift 600 pounds by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reach that goal.
That's heavy.
That's really heavy. I could do more than half that. I'm strong, but I'm not
that's really strong.
Okay. But first picking a goal is achievable, but I've set many goals and not reached a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I learned so much. I think you posted the other day, either learn or what is
either
it?
Win or learn.
So
so I see where you're going. If I'm interrupting you, just slap me. But
please.
So it's like I've failed at goals. I've been saving for something and didn't quite get there or whatever. But I think it's important to plan. This is why I hate New Year's resolutions.
Notice I did not say that in this invite because I don't like them either.
I don't like them not because of the concept. You can be successful with it. It's not the point. The point is that I think 90% of the time we'll make a New Year's resolution and it's just something that we went, I'm going to do this. And that's it. That's the extent of the thought you put into it. You just said, I want this. Yeah. And that's it. That's as far as you go with it. You'll never achieve that, right? It will not happen. You've got to take the time. You've got to plan it. You've got to if you were starting a business, you would sit there and think through a plan. You would make sure you had money in the bank. You would plan your inventory. You set all these things up, right? But we don't do that when it comes to our, most of the time, when it comes to our personal goals. I mean, that's not really a goal. It's just you just want something, right?
It's like a poof thought.
Coach Divine has a little formula. He talks about bulletproofing the mission. So this, you have to get the book. There's like 9 parts to it, whatever. But the first part's pretty cool because it talks about selecting a target that fits. So, and you said that, and that's why this keep me off. So make sure it fits. So the first one is fit. Does the target you're considering fit?
Yeah.
Right. Is it something that you could do right
Achievable,
now?
like 600 pounds by the year. For those that don't know,
you can't do it. But you could do 50. Right.
Right. Sure.
So your overall goal is this big goal, but you can make, 25 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is, you can make that an achievable goal. Importance. How important is your goal? A lot of us have 3 or 4 goals at one time, right? And you've got to make a hierarchy. Which one is the most important? Which one thing are you going to give everything else up for to achieve?
Yeah.
Right. Where does it fall on that spectrum? Timing. Can you do it right now? Like I would love to go on a vacation to Japan.
Oh, that sounds great.
Like I would love to do that in March. Right? Wouldn't you?
That'd be great.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No.
For lots of reasons.
Okay.
And then simplicity. Is the plan that you've set for yourself, is it simple? Can you do it without worrying about it? Can you build those habits without having to constantly think about the overall thing?
So
that's the first part, but
that's the first part. And I agree. I see a lot of folks bite off more than they can chew.
Yeah,
I've brought this up before, but
yeah.
Even if it's just like, I'm going to start meal prepping, or I'm going to start packing my meals. I talked to someone, Carol, she's like, I'm going to start packing my meals so that I can, I can do this. That's great. So starting one thing at a time is, I think, really, really important. And once you see progress in one area, it kind of snowballs. And you're like, ooh, what else can I do? So you can slowly start with one thing and then go from there. So, and it takes saying no to a lot of things too.
And that goes into the importance. Like
you gotta say no to other things.
Is your goal so important that you will forego going out with your friends to a bar and eating pizza and drinking beer? Like, is it more important than making friends? It's okay to put your friends above that, right? But I mean, not if you're trying to lose weight or whatever, but like where does it fall on the spectrum of importance to you? You need to think about that before you start, because you don't want to start it and then be like, well, I'm just going to blow it off.
Yeah.
Then, then you're just playing around.
Agreed.
What's next?
So next one is here. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this topic. Recommendations for operating in the gray area when you have an all or nothing personality, and it's hard to find balance in the gray area of long-term goals.
Yeah. I think that was from Sandra.
Yeah, from Sandra. First of all, I'm proud of you for doing something. And I think that's important, to be okay.
Yeah.
And that sounds like maybe do some little self-reflecting on why you're so hard on yourself. Because I know you, I know Sandra very well. I've known her for years. I can have the same tendencies. I think you can too.
You are definitely an all or nothing person.
I am. I'm like 1,000,000% or F it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But I've changed that recently. I've been working on that. I've been saying no to things.
I've noticed.
I have been consciously excluding or bringing things into my life very, very, very consciously. And there are some things like my job, like I need a job to pay the bills, right? But I'm not going to kill myself. It's a job. It is literally a means to an end. It doesn't define me. It's what I do. So you have to give your energy to certain things, and also be a little bit more gracious with yourself, Sandra. You're amazing. So the fact that you're there and you run a business that's open up at like 2:00 in the morning.
It's just not easy.
It's not easy. So maybe some self-reflection. I'm gonna think about some things I could send you personally. But to me, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with that. Either you're going to run your business or you're going to like take less hours and do more of the other stuff.
Yeah.
You only have so much time in a day.
Yeah.
And so much energy to give.
That's right.
You
have to. And I think the place to start, and I don't know that a lot of people do this, is to like literally make a hierarchy in your life where stuff falls. Because like, think about like, because I'm going through some stuff with my father right now. He's sick. And when you like, this is an extreme example, but if I said like, you have 48 hours to live. You would do things very differently than you did yesterday, right?
Yes.
That's an extreme example because that would suck on many levels. You would completely do things differently. But like, if you put things in whatever perspective you need, you're going to put things in a hierarchy. Like, what's most important to you? And you're going to do that thing first, you know? And your health should be pretty high on that thing if you take the time and consider everything, because then it lets you help other people. You know, it lets you be there in the end. It helps you, you know, many different ways that health can be important.
Right.
But I don't know that I did that until recently either in my life. Like, I didn't really try to make things important. I don't know that I still do to the extent that I should, but
the past year I've done that.
Yeah.
Really hardcore.
And it's hard.
You know that.
It's hard to do.
And it is, you kind of learn a lot about yourself too, like where your priorities have been. And you may find, you know, be like, oh.
Yeah, I've been kind of a dick.
And that's not really where I want to put my focus. So I'm going to shift it. And you can choose to do that.
I have no idea if we answered that question, but
I don't know. I think you're being too hard on yourself, first of all. It comes down to how much time you have in a day. Like, you're a very busy person. And, you know, unless you can take time out, knowing that's like your personality, you can't change that, then something else has got to give. But I think something is better than nothing. And you have to be gracious with yourself. And I'm proud of you for showing up as much as you do and doing what you do.
No kidding. It's not easy to do.
No.
I think that's all the questions that
setting goals may be unrealistic, depends on the person, can set the person up for disappointment, maybe even quit.
Yeah.
Failure sucks.
It does.
Failure sucks. So take a page out of the Navy SEALs, right? The Navy SEALs, they take a lot of time and plan. And there's a fine line between, I forget the term, being paralyzed by planning. What is that? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, paralysis.
Analysis paralysis. Yeah, you can get in. Thank you. You can get into like analysis paralysis and never actually do the thing because you plan so much.
Yeah.
But I think you know what I'm talking about when, because like you think about the Navy SEALs, they're definitely going to do their thing.
Yeah.
But they take their time and they plan it to where they can't fail.
Yes.
Right. They think through these things. So that's part of, I would encourage you. I mean, I'll make photocopies of it if you want, but like, look at how these guys make plans. You can have a giant plan, a giant goal, and then take off little pieces of it and execute each little piece, and then eventually get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I hate New Year's resolutions so much, because we don't spend any time thinking about
paralysis. I don't know who that was, but just start. Just do it.
Yeah.
You gotta have faith in yourself. You're smart. You're resilient. I don't know who you are, but if you're a member of Warrior Fitness, you are. But you just start.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
We fail all the time.
Yeah.
Every day. Like it happens. Yep. And no one's perfect. And but those that actually start and do something are few and far between.
Yeah. I want to try this little thing here before we're at 30 minutes almost. I want to make sure we get this in here. Yeah, keep talking until I figure this shit out.
I'm kind of watching. Yeah, screen. But starting is, and his book talks about this a lot too, but having faith in yourself and having confidence in yourself, and no one's perfect. No one's perfect at the gym. We're not perfect. Coaches aren't perfect. But starting something can be really, really scary. And I see a lot of folks, I call it the MBA syndrome, where you can plan to the point of like never starting anything. You gotta just start.
Absolutely.
This is a good document too.
I'll put a link to this too if you need help setting a goal. We'll help you. And this is a framework I use for goal setting. And this is Coach Divine gave me this a long time ago. So we start here. Name the one thing that is important to you that you want to focus on, So whatever it is, like maybe it's losing 20 pounds. I don't care. Then we're going to break that one big goal down, 20 pounds by December 1st, whatever, into 3 smaller strategic goals that I can accomplish that
Mhm.
helps this one big thing, right?
Like meal prepping 3 days a week,
That's right.
going to the gym 3 times a week,
Yeah.
and getting to bed before 10 o'clock.
Look at that. Look how fast that was. So
Boom.
those are your markers. Those are the things that you want to do on certain days or whatever,
Mhm.
right? So then we have list 3 things that we can do that will help us achieve those strategic goals. So
Go shopping Sunday
Boom.
morning for groceries.
I'm gonna let you go. You
Set
got
my
a
alarm
bunch of great
clock.
ideas.
Set my alarm clock for 5 a.m.
Mhm.
every day, and then 3. What was the third thing I said?
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
We didn't write it down. And then the last one are what new habits can you develop to push you towards that goal? So of those 3 strategic goals and 3 other things that you can do to help you along the lines of those smaller pieces of that bigger thing,
Mhm.
what are little habits that we can begin to build? You know,
Mhm. Packing your gym bag the night before, laying out your clothes the night before,
right. And those are
like
repeatable.
that.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Laying your
or sleep in them. I know people who do that, which
that
is
is
whatever.
I'm not gonna say
Whatever
it's weird
works.
because whatever works for you, but
Hey,
I would be uncomfortable. But
I know people that do that. By the way, I'm not gonna say any names.
depends on the workout clothes.
That's true.
You can see you sleeping in your shin guards and your gloves.
Ready to go.
But those are like, what little things can you do that are habit building
Mhm.
like that? Like packing your stuff the day before, like
Yeah.
filling your water bottle before you leave the
Yeah.
house, like
That's a good one too.
whatever it is. And now you can start to see how we have this framework for
Mhm.
this overall goal, which is losing 20 pounds. But we're
Mhm.
not going to sit here and just weigh ourselves every day and worry about how many pounds we're losing every day. We're going to focus
plan,
on the things that build habits
execute.
that build up the other things. Okay.
That's a good one.
I think that's a great way to think about it. Honestly,
This is good.
what else you got?
I have a work meeting.
Okay.
That's all I got. This is
All
all
right.
the time I had to
Those
do.
30
Like,
minutes.
30
Yeah,
minutes.
30 minutes.
If you have any other questions, post them on there. Reach out to us individually. We love
It's over there.
talking. Wait, it's over here.
Yeah, it's not. We keep looking at
I know,
this.
we're
It's
like-
over there.
We're like,
All right. Later.
awesome feedback. Thanks, y'all. Good luck.